Executive Order Number 2, Series of 2016, the Enabling Policy for the Freedom of Information Program, is a notable and game-changing policy of President Duterte's administration. As a policy, it provides a mechanism that enables every Filipino to exercise his or her constitutional right to access public information. It decrees government offices under the executive branch to operationalize the FOI program following principles of public disclosure of state policies and government records and transactions. And since 2016, the FOI program has consistently delivered timely, relevant, and accurate public information to the Filipino people. As we look back on the program's remarkable milestones, let us bear in mind that this is only the beginning of building a community of smart citizens. This 2021, the Freedom of Information Project Management Office proudly shares its breakthroughs and challenges with you, our key stakeholders, fellow FOI advocates and champions, and strategic partners from all sectors of society as we recollect the program's humble beginnings and exalt its 5th year of implementation. A few weeks after assuming his oath of office, President Rodrigo Duterte signed Executive Order Number 2, Series of 2016, as his administration's promise to continuously combat corruption and promote transparency in public service. Presidential Communications Operations Office, or PCOO, was designated as the lead implementing agency of the EO. Subsequently, it created the Freedom of Information Project Management Office, or FOI-PMO, to become the overarching supervising body for the program. The FOI-PMO spearheads the compliance monitoring of agencies, facilitation of capacity-building activities, and development of policies. The FOI-PMO began conducting workshops for government agencies to enable their offices to publish an FOI manual and adopt the program. And 120 days after the signing of the EO, the electronic FOI, or the eFOI portal, was launched in partnership with the World Bank. This online platform, with 15 pilot agencies, became one of the main hallmarks of the FOI program. The eFOI portal continued to evolve and has onboarded more government agencies. Starting with 15 agencies, the portal now has more than 500 agencies responding to information requests from the public. eFOI portal users also significantly grew from 2003 up to 65,126, having most of the online requests coming from the academe, national governments, local governments, and civil society organizations. Continuing the endeavor to popularize the FOI program as an empowerment tool, the FOI-PMO also embarked on forging strategic partnerships and enabling its general stakeholders and development partners from across the country through its information campaign drive in various projects and activities. Notably, it strengthened the general public through FOI roadshows and caravans, consultative workshops, conferences, and training of trainers with youth groups, civil society organizations, business sectors, and government partners, all with a goal of sustaining civic participation and promoting the right to access to information. With a growing need to streamline the FOI initiative and synchronize it with the public's demand for local and granular information, the Presidential Communications Operations Office issued a joint memorandum circular with the Department of Interior and Local Government to encourage local government units in the country to enact and put into effect their respective FOI ordinance. This was the beginning of the quest to localize the implementation of the FOI program as part of the goal to empower and build the knowledge and capabilities of citizens so they may better engage with their national and local governments. As of September 2021, there are about 58 local government units that have successfully passed and implemented their own FOI ordinance in their localities. In 2019, the FOI Philippines heightened its vital engagements through information, education, and communication campaigns and capacity development activities that focused on enriching and empowering its general stakeholders and key partner organizations. Not only did the FOI Philippines was recognized for its local efforts and initiatives, but it also garnered support and established engagements on the international stage through the International Conference of Information Commissioners, 11th International Day for Universal Access to Information in Johannesburg, South Africa, and in various international exposure programs such as in the United Kingdom. The year 2020 onwards was remarkable for the FOI office as it strived for new greater heights despite the challenging times and environment brought about by the coronavirus disease 2019 or the COVID-19 pandemic. The office transitioned its capacity development activities from on-site or face-to-face to online as the new normal and still carried out its advocacy of promoting transparency and accountability in governance to better deliver its programs, projects, and activities to the public. The FOI Philippines endeavored to continue and strengthen its training and workshops for and with the national government agencies, state universities and colleges, local government units, civil society organizations, and youth partners through various initiatives across the country. To further raise civic awareness and participation, increase information literacy, and further promote responsible governance of data and information, the FOI-PMO has also successfully partnered with various institutions and sectors to continuously popularize the FOI program and the electronic FOI or e-FOI portal as an empowerment and accountability tool. In pursuit of constantly engaging the public in fostering participatory and inclusive governance, the FOI Philippines took its alternative information dissemination efforts through various mainstream media platforms and covered the latest updates on the implementation and partnerships of the FOI program and informed and involved the public of the latest policies and ongoing public services of the government. Marking its 5th year of implementation, the FOI Philippines fortified the fight for the passage of an FOI law in the Philippines. It continuously met and held consultations among strong allies from the civil society organizations, youth groups, business groups, local and national governments, and discussed improvements of the FOI bill, viable for ensuring that transparency and accountability in the government are upheld. Aiming to reach more local communities to popularize and expand their knowledge of the program, the FOI Philippines went down to more local communities and ventured on the Barangay FOI, enjoining local communities and local leaders to utilize the FOI program and the e-FOI portal to exercise their right to access and request for government information. In addition to the friendly mainstream media of the FOI Philippines, several online platforms were also established, tackling the basics of the FOI program and featuring government agencies and their latest programs and projects. The FOI-PMO also takes pride in its remarkable contributions, recognitions, partnerships, and engagement throughout the years. As this year saw the steady need to continuously communicate and publicize the FOI Philippines' significant transparency initiatives to build and nurture a nation of smart citizens, the FOI released its official newsletter publication called Umaluhukan to provide updates on the key government programs and activities to better increase civic awareness and participatory governance. Over the 5 years of the implementation of the FOI program, the FOI Philippines worked on bringing back the trust of the people by bringing the government closer to the public through the successfully implemented training, workshops, conferences across the country with a goal to constantly empower and capacitate the public on their right to access government information and make the people more informed and more involved in all government processes. As it celebrates its venerable milestones since its humble beginnings, there is still a need to further reassess and recalibrate the succeeding strides for a better implementation of the FOI program in the Philippines.